All right, hello Pisces. Welcome to Three Rabbit Tarot. Thank you so much for joining us again after our incredibly extended hiatus. We're going to be back doing weekly videos, so thank you for joining us. We're going to start, we broke our deck in half here, and then we're just going to pull like different cards. I'm going to build a Celtic cross for you here for the next week. So Pisces, what do you have going on for the next week? In your area of general energy, Pisces, for the week of the 24th, we have the Justice card here. So this can be about, honestly, it's like your present situation or current energy. It can be that like you're being judged or you're judging other people, or it can also, for me, the Justice card can also really speak to like legal matters as well. So you could be going through some kind of like legal issues, but let's go ahead and clarify things with a challenge card. So what is the challenge for Pisces this next week? We have here the Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles card is all about juggling two different opportunities. I think that right now this reading might be talking about some kind of legal trouble that you're in. Not necessarily trouble, just some kind of like litigation that you have going on. I'm definitely getting a vibe right now for a Pisces who is just going through the court system. I'm kind of getting a vibe right now for a Pisces who's going through a court system right now and having to juggle two different decisions right now. It might not be anything catastrophic, but let's go ahead and clarify further. Let's see what's in your recent past and in your future. So in your recent past, we have the Temperance card, and that kind of, for me, it calls back to the Two of Pentacles. We have like this juggling of two different things, these two different decisions. The Temperance card is all about finding a balance between those two things. So I think that you've really taken the time out to understand whatever this legal situation is. You just like better understand like where you stand in the situation. You've already put in the work on that, Pisces, so that's really great to see. But the challenge is still like I think that the challenge is that you've already taken out the time to understand what side of the fence that you're on, but now you have to really put things into motion, put things into movement, and really stand by your convictions here. And with your future, we have the King of Swords card. And for me, this is going to be about setting really tough boundaries. I think that right now, this litigation that you're going through, or this legal issue, the outcome is going to be kind of an understanding that you can't always have temperance in every situation. You can't always like be on both sides of the fence. You ultimately have to choose and stand by one thing if you want to be like a person of conviction. And I think that that's what the King of Swords card here is saying. It's telling you and kind of reminding you that in the future, you're going to have to make some tough calls. So don't get too caught up on like this Two of Pentacles, trying to juggle two things at the same time. Be willing to put one thing down and focus solely on one side of the argument here, Pisces. Here with your above and below, kind of interesting. So your goals and aspirations right now are, we have the Two of Swords card. And I think that this can be you, and there's a lot of twos here, right? We have like Temperance with like the two cups balancing them. We have the Two of Pentacles here, and then we have the Two of Swords as well. And this is going to be, I think that right now you can feel like, I don't know if this is really a legal situation. It might just be like some kind of like argument that you're having with people. It could be like work related or people that you're working with on a project. And there might be like two different factions and you kind of feel like caught in between them for whatever reason. I think that this is, and that's where your goals and aspirations are right now. You want to just kind of blindfold yourself to the situation. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to. You're going to have to pick one side. That's what the King of Swords here is saying. And then also your challenge card is telling you you're going to have to like just choose one side to help out. And then here in your below, we have the Page of Wands card. And this can be about, we have like this rabbit here in the desert and he's holding this wand. And at the end of the wand, there's like a little leaf. So I can feel like right now you're stuck in between two different situations and things feel really barren for you at this moment. But I think that with the Page of Wands card here, there's still like some energy that you can bring to either side. So Pisces, if you're caught in between two different like struggling parties and you have to choose, whichever side that you choose is ultimately going to benefit them more than it benefits you, I'd say, because it seems like you have like this refreshing and like vibrant energy. And I think that's why you feel so apprehensive about taking sides. But I think that when you do, you're really going to come into your own, and then you're going to become like this King of Swords here. For any advice that we have and any external factors, for advice going forward, we have the Ten of Wands card. So this is all about not being overburdened. And I think that like if you really try to like ride the fence for too long, Pisces, you're going to come into a situation where like both sides are giving you tasks that you need to focus on. Maybe this is like two different jobs. You're trying to decide which one you want to stick with, or two different projects that you're working on, or even like two different sides of a conflict, and you're trying to play both sides. It's really a losing game for you, Pisces, because they're both going to expect so much of you, and they're going to weigh down on you so much. And then also they kind of know, like if there's some kind of like conflict between two parties right now, and you're in the middle, they know that you're like the messenger between two of these different sides, and you're trying to be like, oh, I'm neutral. It's a Ten of Wands. You're just going to be overburdened. You're overburdening yourself right now, Pisces. That's why it's incredibly hopeful just to choose one side and really commit to that. Also with external factors, we have the King of Cups card here. This is somebody who is emotionally mature and stable. There could be somebody coming into your life right now who doesn't really like push you necessarily to choose one side, but they really help you understand who you are and then help you align with one of these two sides that are currently like vying for your attention right now. So there could be somebody around you right now who could really help you out, who's like a little impartial to the situation. I'm seeing somebody who's like completely outside of this. So if there's like two fighting groups in school or two fighting groups in work, it might be somebody at home or one of your friends at like a different workplace who can help you out. With any hopes and fears, we have the Six of Pentacles, and then an outcome, we have the Knight of Swords. Very cool. So here with your hopes and fears, you have the Six of Pentacles. This is all about charity, and I think that right now your hopes and fears are caught up in like how you can be charitable to both sides right now, without like hurting anybody too much. But again, ultimately, you're gonna end up taking on too much for yourself. So it's better for you, Pisces, to commit to one cause. And with the outcome here, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is really, it's really good, hopeful energy to see. Hopefully you can commit to one cause, and then you'll be able to really rush off to battle and focus entirely on one task instead of like overburdening yourself and getting caught down between two different groups. So Pisces, pretty complex little reading here for your next week. Definitely some energies that are going to be going on much longer than a week. But come back next week and we'll continue and like update this and see where things are going for you. At the end of the reading here, we're going to pull 3 different cards. So if you want to pause the video and think of 3 different questions, and we'll give you a yes, no, or maybe on those questions. So we'll give you 3, 2, 1. So 1, 2, and 3. So I'd say on your first question, I'd say a yes. It's kind of interesting because we have the Judgment card too here, which kind of fits with the Justice and the Temperance card, but definitely a yes on that first question. With your second question, also a yes. And on your last question, I'd say also a yes. So a yes to all 3 of those questions. Pisces, thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe. Also check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising videos as well. And then you can follow us on Instagram where we also post additional content. Thank you for joining us.